I learned to see myself as a white person, not through a white lens. And that was the difference. And even understanding what is a haole and how do haoles act. I was here at University of Hawaii from 1990 to 1996. I was in the Department of Anthropology, and my field of study was Japan. And I applied to a number of schools, including the ones you would expect, like Berkeley and Michigan and Columbia and Cornell, and also University of Hawaii. And I had acceptances at all of them. When I thought about it, I thought, you know, if you're going to study Japan, why study it on the East Coast? Really, if you're going to study Japan, you should be as close to Japan as possible. You know, the interesting thing about the choice to come here is that I learned to surf in my first semester. And when I was down there, I noticed every evening there would be this kind of interesting scene where Japanese tourists were coming and having these engagements with these local men on the beach, just kind of flirtations. And then I was reading the Japanese news and noticing that there was Japanese coverage of this phenomenon. And there was a lot of writing in Japanese about it. And I said, this sounds like an interesting cultural anthropology project. So I started working on it, and I interviewed the women and I interviewed the men. And that became my dissertation topic, which became the topic of my first book. And that was all because I was surfing in Waikiki, entirely because of doing this here. The project would not have been imaginable anyplace else but at the University of Hawaii. The most significant thing, other than what I've just described, about doing a cultural anthropology PhD at University of Hawaii in the early 90s is that it was at the a real explosion of the Hawaiian sovereignty movement. And anthropology, in particular, came in for intense critique. And I just observed this, and although Japan was not central, and my area of Japan was not central to this conversation, I watched it very, very closely, and it absolutely changed my entire identity as an anthropologist. And second of all, though, much more importantly, I learned to see myself as a white person, not through a white lens. And that was the difference. And even understanding what is a haole and how do haoles act? Why are we so loud? And why do we talk so much? And why are we always dominating conversations and contexts? And in Hawaii, haoles are understood to be kind of pushy. And are we? Well, yeah, actually we are. But it took some time of being here and inhabiting my own subject position as a haole person to see how I was seen by other people. Because if you're a haole person who lives in an all-white environment, you don't have that opportunity. And so it was transformative. It was painful. It was excruciating. But it was absolutely transformative. And my understanding of myself and a way to be an ally to people of color, to the extent that I have succeeded, and I continually try, I owe it entirely to my time at UH Manoa. And so I'm very, very grateful that I made the decision to come here. My name is Kelsky, and I am a proud PhD from UH Manoa.